What's up, my fellow AI adventurers? Today we're diving into one of the coolest topics in the AI universe. Let's talk about large language models, or LLMs. Think GPT-4 or Llama 3. These models can write poetry code and chat like humans, but they have a big flaw: their knowledge is frozen in time. They only know what was available up to their last training date, nothing about recent events or new products. Ask them about the latest World Cup or a new smartphone and you'll get outdated or even made-up answers. This leads to hallucinations when an LLM confidently gives you information that's just plain wrong. It's not lying, it's guessing, and that makes it hard to trust for anything important. If you're building a chatbot or research assistant, you need up-to-date, accurate answers, not guesses or old info. Relying on static knowledge limits LLMs in real-world scenarios where facts and timeliness matter. Retraining these massive models daily isn't practical, it's too expensive and slow. So how do we connect LLMs to the ever-changing world? We need a smarter way to give them fresh, relevant info on demand. Enter Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG, the bridge between static LLMs and dynamic real-world data. Let's see how it works. So what is Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG? RAG makes LLMs smarter by letting them fetch relevant info from external sources before answering. Imagine your LLM has a super-fast librarian who finds the right book and page instantly. Normally, LLMs are like taking a closed book exam, only using what they memorized. RAG turns it into an open book test. Before answering, it grabs the latest info from your knowledge base. This could be company docs, news articles, legal databases, or even the web. The LLM uses this fresh info as a cheat sheet, making answers accurate and current. Instead of stuffing all knowledge into the LLM, we keep it separate and accessible. The LLM is the generator, crafting fluent answers. The retriever is its research assistant. This teamwork makes the system flexible, scalable, and trustworthy. Now, answers are grounded in real evidence, not just guesses. The retriever finds the facts. The generator weaves them into great responses. This simple shift is why RAG is a game changer in modern AI. Let's break down how it works. Let's get a bit technical. Don't worry, it's simple. RAG has two main parts: the retriever and the generator. First, you build a knowledge base. PDFs, product specs, meeting transcripts, whatever you need. All this text is broken into chunks and turned into vector embeddings. Think of them as coordinates for meaning. When a user asks a question, it's also turned into a vector. The retriever compares the question's vector to all document vectors, finding the most relevant chunks. These top chunks are passed to the generator, the LLM. The LLM gets an augmented prompt. Here's the question, and here's the info. Give a great answer. The LLM synthesizes the facts into a clear, up-to-date response. The result? Answers that are not just well-written but grounded in your trusted data. That's the magic of the retriever-generator duo. Why does RAG matter? Because it gives your AI superpowers. First, it slashes hallucinations. Answers are based on real documents, not guesses. This builds trust, which is crucial for any info-based app. Second, RAG gives you up-to-date info. Update your knowledge base and your AI is instantly current. Your assistant can talk about today's news or your latest product release. Third, RAG lets you build domain experts. Feed it your docs, and your AI becomes a specialist in your field. It can answer technical questions with the right terminology and context. Finally, RAG enables source citation. Your chatbot can say, according to the product manual, page 47. Users can verify info themselves, building even more trust. It's the difference between a black box and a transparent assistant. For enterprise, research, or any high-stakes use, this transparency is essential. RAG is the foundation for reliable, trustworthy AI. RAG has evolved into three main flavors: naive, advanced, and modular. Naive RAG is the basic setup: index docs, retrieve chunks, stuff them in a prompt, and get an answer. It's easy to build and works well for many cases, but has limits, like context window size and retrieval quality. Advanced RAG adds smarter techniques: pre-processing, better chunking, metadata and post-processing, re-ranking, summarizing. These tweaks make retrieval more accurate and efficient. Modular RAG is the cutting edge. It breaks the pipeline into interchangeable modules. You might have a query rewriter, a router to pick the best data source, or other smart components. This plug-and-play design lets you build complex, adaptive systems. Modular RAG can decide on the fly whether to search docs, the web, or just ask the LLM. The result? Dynamic, intelligent AI that adapts to each task. As RAG evolves, these modular systems are leading the way. let's look at the tools that make building RAG easy. Building RAG from scratch is tough, but open-source frameworks make it easy. The big three: LangChain, Haystack, and LlamaIndex. LangChain is like a Swiss Army knife. Chain together LLMs, data sources, and processing steps. It has tools for loading docs, splitting text, connecting to vector databases, and wrapping retrievers and LLMs. You can set up a RAG pipeline in just a few lines of Python. Haystack is built for search and question answering. Great for production pipelines. Its pipeline concept lets you connect retrievers, readers, and generators with tools for performance and evaluation. LlamaIndex focuses on connecting custom data to LLMs, with advanced indexing and retrieval strategies. It can query both structured data like SQL and unstructured text like PDFs at once. If your project needs complex data handling, LlamaIndex is your go-to. These frameworks are your building blocks for powerful RAG apps. We're at a turning point in AI history. LLMs are powerful, but RAG unlocks their real-world potential by grounding them in facts. RAG bridges the gap between static models and our dynamic world. The future? Smarter RAG systems that pull info from databases, live web searches, and APIs, all at once. Imagine an AI that cross-references sales data, news, and emails to answer your questions. RAG will get more adaptive, learning to improve its searches and synthesize info even better. Soon, AI assistants will anticipate your needs and fetch info before you ask. RAG is about building AI we can trust, accountable, transparent, and reliable. As developers, embracing RAG lets us build more accurate, useful apps. We're just scratching the surface. RAG is the blueprint for smarter AI. Let's get building.